Hey guys, it's your favorite Unc here. Go ahead and click that subscribe button below so you don't miss a single episode of Nightcap. That button right here. Come for the sports, stay for the stories. After being acquired by the New York Jets from the Las Vegas Raiders earlier this week, Davante Adams is eyeing a long-term partnership with his new team. When asked if he'd like a multi-year relationship with the Jets, I hope so. That's the plan. I never go somewhere in hopes of having to find a new home. While Rodgers has been effective throwing the ball to Garrett Wilson and Allen Lazard over the last couple of games, the outside spots, which has been a huge problem. Rodgers and Mike Williams have not been on the same page in 2024. The Jets' offense have suffered. They average 304 yards per game, 18.8 points, but a little less than 19 points a game, both ranked 22nd. Ocho, are you expecting old magic from Rodgers and Adams?
Goddamn right, I'm expecting old magic because there's something you can't teach. There's something you can't teach that Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams have. That's almost 7 to 8 years worth of work, 76 something TV, I think maybe 67 something TV, maybe 76 TDs, 8,000 yards together, 117 games together, and the chemistry that they have. I can look at you and I know where you're going to be at. Mm-hmm. I know everything you're going to do. Aaron Rodgers could be blindfolded, and whatever the route is, he can throw it to a spot and know Davante Adams is going to be there every time. He's familiar with the system that they're running. So all he's doing is just he's going to a new team. He's with the Jets, and you just plug him in and you just go. I mean, I know it sounds simple the way I'm saying, but when you have a quarterback that you played with for so long, and you still, as a receiver, are very adequate at doing what you do as far as getting open and running routes, he's still one of the best, despite the lack of production because of the inconsistent play at quarterback. There's nothing wrong with him. I guarantee you they both pick up where they left off at.
I think the thing is, Ocho, is that they're very, very familiar with each other. Yes, sir. Always helps.
Yeah.
He knows this system. This is the system that he ran in Green Bay.
Same thing. Yes, sir.
And the plays are familiar. Rodgers' voice in his ear is familiar. So, I think they should pick up where they kind of left off, years ago. At least I hope so, for his sake. Because, look, they had started to say Davante wasn't the same receiver last year, not factoring in that he lost Derek Carr. Mm-hmm. Aiden O'Connell and whomever the other quarterbacks were, that's not Derek Carr.
Right.
And so no matter what you think, Derek Carr's not he's not Joe Burrow. He's not Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
He's not one of these top flight quarterbacks, but he's better than Aiden O'Connell.
Right.
And his first year with Davante had 1,500 yards and was a first team All-Pro.
Exactly.
There's something to be said for that.
And there's one thing that I hate that the pundits do, the analysts, those that should know the game, and they always talk about certain players losing a step or they don't have it anymore. When you don't factor in that, for one, the inconsistent play at quarterback affects that, the opportunities that you normally get when they're putting up those numbers, those good numbers, there's a reason why you're not doing so. And they never factor it in. The first thing they say is, the player's losing a step, when that's not the case. Instead of saying exactly what it is. Well, I'm glad you brought it up because we know there's nothing wrong with him. Now, you'll know when a player loses a step by watching him. I'm curious to see how teams are going to play the Jets now. They play the Steelers, so it's going to be a very, very interesting matchup. Joey Porter Jr., is he going to take Garrett Wilson, or are they going to put the number one on Davante Adams? So I'm not sure how that's going to play out. So for his first game back with Aaron Rodgers, this is a good game, a good test for them because they're playing a very good defense in the Steelers. So I'm excited. I think they're going to pick up right where they left off at. And there's a certain chemistry when you play with somebody so long that you just can't replicate. And I know, I just know they're going to take some of the things they did in Green Bay, add it to that offense, and they just going to go to work.
Yeah. But let's be real though. But Aaron Rodgers hadn't played well this year, Ocho.
Oh yeah.
I mean, let's not. I mean, I understand what he was in Green Bay,
right?
But we haven't seen that yet with the Jets. And it's going to be very interesting to see if he can get back. Now, do I expect him to be what he was in those MVP seasons? I don't, Ocho. I don't. Right. No? I mean, he's coming off an Achilles and he's 40 years old.
Yeah, but also when
But
you have a weapon, when you have a weapon like that, you can count on every goddamn time. If you've been watching the Jets games, I've been watching the Jets games. Like, maybe you got a young bull like 17, man, that can actually get open like that. I really think even post pre Achilles injury, he
yeah,
could always count on them boys to be open.
yeah, but he
That's the
had
reason he was able to win that MVP because
but
he was able to get the ball to them. He was able to facilitate, and they were always open. He knew where
but
everybody was going to be. They were always in the right spot. There would be no mistakes like you saw the other night where he threw the ball to Mike Williams, and Mike Williams wasn't on the red line.
I don't like that.
Which
Ocho,
part?
you got to eat that one.
Oh, the quarterback.
What
You
you
got to
say,
eat that one.
what
Yeah.
you say is there's a
Yeah,
little miscommunication.
yeah.
You don't. Now we get behind closed doors. He's like, hey,
Right,
I'm expecting you to be X, Y, right
right,
here.
right. Yeah, he released
I'm
inside, but he never got back out. If they playing two and you got the go ball, if you're gonna release outside, get back out there to the red line so the
eat it.
quarterback got somewhere to go with it.
I mean, how many times you think during the course of the game, a receiver runs the wrong route, the quarterback
Right.
has the wrong read, and we
Mhm.
don't know about it
Right.
because they don't discuss it. And
Right.
then once
Right.
we get behind closed doors,
Yeah.
that's what we do.
I'm
That's
sure it
why
happens. I'm sure it happens.
Carson's like, hey, Ocho, don't show me up.
I never
John was
forget.
the same. John was the
Yeah.
same way. Troy was the
Mhm.
same way. Peyton
Right.
Manning, you heard Peyton Manning. Quarterbacks are, hey, you understand?
Right.
Hey, they control the food on the table.
Yeah. Almost
Now
definitely.
they'll
Most
control
definitely.
whether you get to eat a lot or little. Now, how
Mhm.
much you want to eat?
Yeah.
Now I'm okay.
You better be careful.
Yeah, you,
Better be careful. Matter of
you
fact,
absolutely better be careful.
I'm glad you just said that. I don't think this was. Let me tell you how I want chat those of you to look at my stats when you get the chance. Look at my stats. Unc, I don't remember what year this was, but I was kind of disgruntled. I was kind of disgruntled, and I don't think I asked for a trade. It might have been Drew. It just I kind of got sick of the media blaming me for the reason we were losing. So they were putting everything on me because obviously I was the one having all the fun and whatever. So they started to turn on me a little bit, our own media in Cincinnati. And I said, you know what? Well, hey, I want to trade. I want out. Something like that. And I remember the Reds, excuse me, the Commanders at that time and Dan Snyder, they offered the Bengals a 1-for-1. And Mike Brown said no. Mike Brown said, no, we're not going to set a precedent that a player can come in and say, okay, he's not happy and say, oh, you know what? I want
I want
to
out.
Nah, it ain't happening. So they turned that down, right? I'm just coming off a really good season. Despite me being disgruntled, I don't know what they did offensively or how they weren't able to get me the ball that particular year. All of a sudden, I had about 500 yards
In Cincinnati?
the whole season. I swear to God. And
Was that your last year? Was that the last year with you and
no, no,
Gio?
no. It's like I was coming off maybe a 1,200, 13-yard season. And then, the media was on my ass about us losing. There was nothing. I was healthy. I was completely healthy. I swear for God, if you look at my stats, you look at it, it's thousands, 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 and all of a sudden it's a 500-yard season. I don't know if they found a way like to work me out the offense. I really had 500 yards the whole season. And then the next season, I'm right back to 1,200.
Right.
Like in a sense, it was like, damn, are they that powerful where, you know what? Oh, you want to play with us? Okay, we're going to play with you. The whole season. And I was scared to say anything because I already caused ruckus and made noise in the offseason. So I'm definitely not going to do it in season because I'm already on thin ice in a sense. And I'm like, but damn, I'm not even part of the offense. That's what it felt like. And I was still that boy. I ain't know what the hell I ain't know what the hell was going on. So I just had to throw that story out there based on what you were just talking about.
Well, here's the problem that they have is that can they protect? Now you see Buffalo had relentless pressures on Rodgers.
Oh yeah.
What do you think the Steelers are going to be able to with TJ Watt?
TJ, well, yeah.
Hebring.
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to do?
They better chip. Got to have a game plan because is the brother Tyron Smith on the left side?
Woo.
Hey, listen, no disrespect to him, but obviously I don't think he's gonna have to go against TJ Watt. Because TJ Watt is most of the time he's on the left side, so he'll be dealing with the right tackle. But that young bull, I don't know who it was he was struggling with, but he looked like his feet in cement out there.
Efanessa.
Hey, man, listen. He's not what he once was when he was with the Cowboys. Maybe the injury. I'm not sure what it is.
I mean, I think the Jets were expecting to get the old Tyron Smith.
Right.
And they just got an old Tyron Smith. Because he doesn't move. He doesn't his feet, the kick, the slide, the punch.
Listen,
the hands have gotten lazy.
It's hard. He can kick, but the footwork ain't what it once was.
He don't cover as much ground with the kick.
Right.
And he's gotten really lazy with his hands. And you see a lot of guys just wax on, wax off, and they're gone. Right. They buy it. And they never used to beat Tyron Smith with that move.
No. Hey, he was so strong at the point of attack. Once he put that hand there and get you in your chest, boy, you ain't going nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah, I be watching offensive tackle play now. I know.
Yeah. But he done got real lazy with his hands, and you can't be lazy at that position. Them guys are too good.
And listen, your hands and your feet got to be in unison.
Well, they tied together.
Yeah, got to be in unison. It's like art.
So we'll see how this. Guess what? We get an opportunity to see how it plays out on Sunday. So we don't have to wait long. We'll see on Sunday.